And welcome back to TimConLAN 9's Diabotical Dual Tournaments final groups. We are, or final stage rather, we are now commentating the semifinals of the winner bracket. This is between Backsteen and Firebot. First map will be Sanctum, second map will be Raya, and third map will be Axiom. I think if I'm not mistaken, these two already faced each other yesterday in the same group. In fact, yes, they did. That was on round 4. That was a game that I think we also commentated yesterday. Not sure if they played the same maps, or some of the same maps. I think Backstein for sure played quite an excellent Sanctum here, and that's we're hopefully going to see in this match as well. And until both players are ready, we're going into the action. Firebot, on the other hand, did some excellent games against Fears on this map. Just in the last match, was going against Fears, beat him 2-1 in map scores, and all of those maps were quite even. Like they were tying up frags left and right, but Firebot, surely enough, beat it on the decider map. And now he's here facing Backstein. And Firebot's asking Backstein whether his logometer is okay. Yeah, there we go. It's not showing up for Backstein. Yeah, I think we'll have to do some technical adjustments. Once again, we're restarting. We're going back to the lobby, at least. I will have to say, while we're doing this, I already said it yesterday, but when Sanctum was being pushed into tournament map pools, for example, in WP, where I commentated in 2021, the the developer of the map said that the red stuff around the altar of the red armor is not blood. Diabotical is a kid-friendly game. That is not blood. That's just a jar of raspberry jam that was sacrificed to some of the red armor, as far as the lore of the map goes. All right, both players are ready. Starting from Backstein's view. On Sanctum here, and he starts with the shotgun right next to Yellow. Gets a rocket launch, immediately pushes with no pickups to Mega to get the best damage into Firebot, and contests Red, even gets it right in front of Firebot's eyes. My goodness, that was one hell of a push. Backstein going in aggressively at the start, waiting for the health bubbles there. Falls back to blue, gets 100 armor out of that. Pretty good stack. Firebot controlling red. Backstein is in the rail. Backstein now, yep, on Mega. Lost all of his armor to Firebot's damage a little bit. Replenishes some of that with the red. Sorry, yellow. Now going into red. 3 seconds remaining before it spawns. Steps on the jam and picks up the red there. Backstein at 100 HP and 200 armor. 3 seconds to Mega here. Backstein on the highest plane. Oh, never mind. Ooh, going in for the red instead. Firebot picking up Backstein. Slightly contesting it with damage. Now in turn Firebot contesting Backstein. Picking up the Mega with damage. Backstein falling back for the blue. Firebot relying on the yellow. They both saw each other, I'm pretty sure. Yep, Firebot now pushing Backstein back. No, this is my jelly altar. You don't come near my jam. This is my red armor. Oh, but Backstein somehow still pushes in with no armor left, 77 HP, and gets that shotgun. Oh goodness, how do you do that? Mega picked up by fire, but on spawn now. Backstein is actually looking weak. Now he really needs to push back. Just a couple of seconds before red, and that will definitely be oh, never mind, Firebot! But Backstein frags himself. Still be only 1-0. But Firebot, still being super low, barely gets fragged by Backstein into the corner. But just before having the corner for cover. 51, there we go, picks up a 50, so now he's at 185 stack. Could be confident enough to push this with Firebot only having an armor shard to back himself up with. And then, well, now he's got red. Just slightly reduced by Backstein's rail. The rockets destroying his entire stack. That last one was definitely a finisher. 100 damage. 3-0 for Backstein. And another 100. Oh, barely missing the shaft, so he would have killed him. That probably would have been Backstein's. But Firebot ends up getting it. A little lower on health than Backstein now. Backstein having the Mega. Firebot still has a bit to climb here. Just with that stack, but Backstein doesn't have much armor to go for. Red is just spawning right now. Backstein slightly, Firebot slightly losing for Backstein's going around now. Firebot controlling that red. Backstein only having health to work with here. Blue is contested by Firebot, so he's trying to fall back to red. In fact, he does it successfully. Firebot thankfully does no damage while he's at red. Falls back to Mega while doing damage to Backstein. At red, completely cornered Backstein. Still pushes Firebot back. 3 seconds to yellow here. That will be Firebot's. No contesting by Backstein this time. He's kept this lead pretty well here, I dare to say. But that red will save a bit of his stack, and Firebot will instead fall back because of his less armor. Now we'll get Mega. Gets blue. Backstein now on the yellow, missing the second rail. Firebot not hitting any rails. Firebot falls back to red, knowing it's relatively safe. Now Backstein had only picked up yellow. Has to get some smaller pickups as well, because Firebot also had control over the Mega. Firebot again on Mega. And a pretty confident stack here to push Backstein down, although he has the better armor. Even now, but Firebot has that health. He really could make this into a big push, and he really has to. He's behind 2 frags. Backstein in the Mega area. Has just spawned, has just picked it up. And now is at a very good stack to push Firebot down, or at least push him back to heavy. Rail by Firebot. Slightly puts pressure on Backstein as well as with that shaft, but Firebot also needs to look out for his shaft. commented Backstein a few times that accuracy has never failed. Oh, that teleporter exit. It's nearly fatal for both players. Firebot down to very little HP. Backstein also could only heal from the Mega. Now he's finally also got heavy control. Oh, red control. Firebot only relying on a blue armor. Rail comes from behind from Backstein, now waiting on the jelly to pick up the red armor. Gets it. Now he's in pretty even stack with Backstein, although now he's picked up Mega, so Firebot is has one hell of a ladder to climb, both in stack and in frags. Given that Backstein's not giving out frags too easily, no matter what his stack was. Backstein with the drive-by rail over to yellow, knowing that hadn't spawned yet, so Mega will be the next pickup. Backstein on it. Pushes Firebot back a little with the shaft. Pushes him back to red, which is not even yet spawned. Backstein will get the frag out of Firebot. Goes round the altar. Oh. And on spawn, Firebot will get some armor. Probably got the yellow there, but Backstein has quickly reduced that stack to even. Firebot has Mega now. Red is also up. Now both are making their way to that. Backstein picks it up first. Firebot tried to get a rail shot over there. In fact, he probably did. Will miss the second one though. Backstein will fire his own, hit it. Backstein on red. Oh, and Firebot only with a bit of health. And that armor immediately destroyed by the rocket damage. Backstein will score another frag. 5-1. The accuracy with pretty much every alternative weapons is biblical, but now he's going low. Finally, Firebot gets enough pressure, enough damage, but so is Firebot is also very low. Backstein picks up a shaft, gets him, but I think Firebot also get a frag out of that. Now it is 6-2. Stack, 250 stack. Now Backstein has even more with the red armor. Firebot has a basic stack to deal with here. That rail isn't going to make things any better. Backstein controlling red. 350 stack. Pushes Firebot through the teleporter and gets a frag, and eventually the timer is a golden frag for Backstein. 4 frag difference, so 7-3. And this just might be... Nope, never mind. Backstein's not challenging this one. He's at a low enough stack. He really needs to get some armor first. He's just trying to get minor damage here and there. Do a bit of drive-bys. But eventually get some pickups to do a full push down to the last frag. Firebot. Ooh, catches a second in a row rail from Backstein. And then the shaft damage even on the red. Oh, that is quite a bit of damage. 3rd rail in a row by Backstein. But he's at 73 speed himself. 4th rail in a row. Firebot now extremely low on health. Needs to fall back. 5th rail in a row by Backstein will end the match. And that is first map beaten by Backstein. This is exactly the sort of action I was expecting from him, given his last encounters. What an excellent game. Once you have moderate enough control over Mega and Heavy, both at the same time pretty much. Even if you give out a few Heavies or Megas here and there to the opponent, when you're just at that superior stack, and when you can maintain movement, you can maintain control, you can maintain your accuracy at the same time, you can certainly have an advantage. And that's what Backstein is known for. And Firebot kept it pretty evenly pressured, I'd say. What he needed with a bigger stack than that was just better pushes to tie the frags. But now we are on. Oh yeah. Ooh. And what a bit of a rough start for Firebot. Slightly aggressive push with the red armor, but he's immediately lost it. Backstein with a Mega. Pretty much that's the same, but very little damage done to them. Firebot gets slightly crippled by the slow field Weeball on the red pickup. Goes back on the more minor pickups here. Now the first blue and the 50 will make his stack pretty prominent. Backstein, however, on a 300 stack with the Mega and a bit of armor. Firebot eagerly gets the pincer here. Just being careful at the same time that Backstein doesn't derail from around the corner from afar. Gets a blue armor. No, in the meantime, Backstein has quite a bit of armor behind him. I think picked up the next red there as well. Now even the Mega. Yeah, he's got control of both Mega and red here. And that healed pretty much all of the damage that Firebot did with that pincer. That was 2 rails in a row, however. Could do a bit more. Third one will miss. Backstein will miss his own. Firebot falls back to blue. Leaves the 50B. Backstein making some noise so far, but slightly hears him back and goes into the Mega Pillar and will pick it up. Slowfield Weeball will slightly prevent Firebot from doing any further damage, any further oppression. This is nearly the same sort of passive gameplay we saw between Firebot and Fierce on the same map, and it was the Decider map. It was tied between Fierce on 2 frags, and I'd still say Backstein is giving a bit more action on this map. They are facing each other, albeit from afar. Backstein still goes for the risky jump over to Mega. It's only got health to deal with here. Rushes to red. Back on pretty moderate stack. Firebot picking up a blue on the opposite side of the map. Backstein on red. Firebot using the slow field to cover some way to take it instead, and still in front of Backstein's eyes. But Backstein instead falls to the Mega. Now they're Firebot still on lower stack. Never mind, that rail will even it out. Grenades coming to the higher ground, and even behind Firebot. Still catches a rail from. Oh, through the smoke comes Backstein. Steals the red, and Firebot is pretty much helpless there. Backstein surprised the hell out of Firebot by railing from the other side of the room. And then as soon as the smoke screen came out, he just did a surprising push there. It's like, hello boys. Even stole the red right on time as Firebot was about to pick it up. Backstein here. We'll get the Mega. Now he's at full stack. Could do for another push here if he really wants to. I think he got the Implosion Weebo, which is, I dare say, one of his favorites. Just because of that. The Implosion jump. Can do quite a bit of maneuvering with that, with the fast acceleration that it gives. Now in turn he picked up the smoke screen. After that, waiting for Mega, just spawning. But here comes Firebot, stealing it in front of his eyes. 5 HP remaining, and there goes Firebot, fragging him. What an amazing intervention, and that will put Firebot into a tying frag. 1-1. Falls back to the blue, doesn't get the 50 yet, doesn't really need it. It's railed by Backstein. Staircase. 154 stack. Firebot gets the red. Backstein on. Just picked up Mega. Going back to the pillar area. And he's waiting around the corner. I don't think Firebot realizes that. On the same level. And in fact, he did not. That was Backstein's advantage there. Firebot not realizing where he was. He got the upper hand. First strike. Now he's covered Mega once again. Throwing the smoke screen. He takes the... that was the slow field Weeble instead. This is the real slow field goes in. Firebot still does take only minor damage, but so does Backstein. Given that he picked up Mega Health, did not take all that much damage from Firebot's damage, and then 4 hits. Now Mega spawning once again. Firebot going for the jump, he misses it. Backstein pushes him back. And that is an uncomfortable position right now for Firebot, quite literally. That is not where you want to be with less than 50 HP after you've been pushed off. Down into the ground where the Mega Pillar is. Backstein at a very comfortable 150 stack. Picks up Mega now. Even red, no, that's going to be Firebot's. He is really defending that post. But he really needs to make that into play. He needs to make 2 frags. Backstein throws a slow field Weebo. Sees where Firebot's at. Uses the Implosion to push into the red, but nope, never mind. He's not going to do it. He's going to give Firebot this red. He was only listening when it was spawning. Firebot, again, not in a very comfortable position regarding the Mega Pillar there. Needs to fall back to the red staircase. And does exactly that. It will spawn again soon. There's Firebot waiting on the staircase, but Backstein's rocket damage! They will frag each other! Means Backstein still at that same lead. Situation technique hasn't changed. Backstein does quite a bit of damage. Was low on health, but still manages to get Firebot 5-2 now. I'm not sure that makes Firebot's situation any better. Still knows when Mega was, Red was picked up, so he can at least rely on that. If Backstein doesn't push this much pressure on it, oh, he barely survived that. Picked it up and then caught the rail. Barely survived it. I also got the blue there right next to it. He's only trying to get second rail and roll by Backstein. Tries to push him a little bit, for Firebot's already far ahead, picking up Mega. Now Backstein has the red instead. But Firebot indeed has the Mega. Picks up the second blue. Baxteen on the first. Through the door into the red once again. Firebot gets a third in a row railed by Baxteen. Make that fourth now. Thankfully it was after the mega pickup, so he could get it in time and survive even 85 damage. Yeah, 4 rails in a row, however. 5. Firebot waiting on the red, just if Baxteen to fall back a little bit and then pick it up, so to not hear it. That was the smoke screen Weeball just to get the mega semi-safely. And goes into red, but it's a little bit mistimed. Eventually picks it up. Firebot is not even there to contest him, and Baxteen's at a golden frag with that stack. He could make one last push here. He doesn't even know where Firebot is. Picks up Mega to very little effect, because he already was at 165. So Firebot could take that. But at least Baxteen has also denied the Firebot the Mega. How would I say? Loss of health from the Mega. As a ooh, I wanted that. He's already at full stack. That is what, 6th, 7th rail was sadly missed, but 6 rails in a row. Holy crap, Baxteen. 72 HP remaining on Baxteen. Picks up Mega. Firebot pretty much the same stack. With that much remaining. Red. Picked up by Baxteen. Through the teleporter into the higher area. Firebot suspect he's going in there. Just heard the steps. Baxteen using this very small gap here. Oh, never mind. He's not bothering. It's like, nah, that's taking too much time. I need to get Mega here. And so he does. Firebot still gets quite a bit of damage, but only after the Mega was picked up. Although that is the better thing. So that Baxteen would get as little benefit from that Mega as possible. Wee is right. I think that's Implosion Weeball slightly hit Firebot and exposed his location. There he is! Firebot has no idea where Baxteen is. So he sees the red stolen in front of his eyes. Picks up the second blue now. Notices that Mega is long gone. 5 seconds until red, and Firebot is already at it, so to not give any sort of stack to Baxteen, but he's waiting around a little bit. Picks it up. Baxteen knows where his movement is going, hits a rail, gets a rail back as well. Gets the Mega as well. This would be his time to score 1 or 2 frags now with that stack. He just needs to make pushes. He's given a bit too many items to Baxteen before. Now that he has those items, he really needs to make a push here. Baxteen catches a rail, but also does a bit of damage to Firebot as well. Firebot catches him on the jump pad. Utterly obliterates Baxteen's armor, and then well, now the Mega fight. Baxteen only has health at 130 of that. Gets a few hits with the blaster on Firebot. Rail will hit. Fireball going very, very low. Now both Red and Mega have been picked up by Backstein, and first blow will be picked up by him now. Second blow also by Backstein. Now he's really... Fireball really needs some necessary pickup here. That's going to be the heavy Backstein on Mega. They meet on the same level. Both catch a little bit of damage. Oh, Backstein, they meet on the red stairs, and Fireball catches all of that rocket damage. At least in Splash, though, so it wasn't all direct hits. He would have been dead by then. Now he's going for the last push, and that rail just before the Mega spawned makes for the game. Backstein will move into the grand final game. Firebot will drop down to the loser bracket. What an amazing couple games by Backstein, in fact. Those were some excellent excellent controls. The way he maintains the accuracy and just the movement around the map and the control, especially the timers in his head, is just marvelous. So Backstein will move over to the grand finals, and Firebot will move over to the loser round 3 against Vigor, and battle him to see who will be the loser round 4. Which wait a minute, I guess it's the finals right there, yeah. But until then, let's see. Oh, I see. Well, our next match in any case will be loser round 3 on the bracket, which should be Firebot versus Vigor. So we'll take a couple minute break, and until the plays are ready, we'll be back. See you in a bit.